Hello everyone, Wayne here from Think Management. Here on this channel we talk about all things success, and today I want to share with you on how you can make your first YouTube video here in 2020. Now, if you're just like me, a lot of times you start out with just your smartphone and you're really wanting to know how can you use that to make your first YouTube video. Or maybe you bought your first camera such as the Canon M50 and you're really trying to figure out how can I take this camera and make my first YouTube video. Now today I want to share with you everything you need to make your first YouTube video. Now I have several tutorials on this channel that deal with how to make an incredible and professional introduction channel that I'll link up above, or on how to use tags in your videos to really become more noticed by the search engine algorithm, and I'll link that up here in the video as well. But I just want you to know that there are just a few main things that you need to make your YouTube video. So without any delay, let's jump right into it. So the first thing you need when you're going to make your YouTube video is you need your camera, or you need to use your smartphone. Now any device will work here, but the main thing is you want to be able to record your video with audio, unless you're going to put your audio over the top of it later in your video editing software, which I'll mention here in just a second. And you want to record your video and or audio separately. Now for this instance, let's just say you're using your smartphone or you're using your new Canon M50 or whatever camera you may have, and you're recording your video and audio together. Well, what do? Normally with a smartphone, you can actually plug up your iPhone cable to your computer and it will actually transfer the data to yourself, and you can just upload it to your computer that way. However, if you're using it like a Canon M50 or any other camera like that, you'll have your SD card. Now the SD card will have to be input into the SD reader within your computer or laptop or portable device, or you actually have to implement an SD card reader. Now sometimes cameras do have a Bluetooth connection or a Wi-Fi connection. Now with the amount of data that you're going to be transferring back and forth, this is not an optimal way and an efficient way to transfer files from your computer to your camera, or vice versa from your camera to your computer. So I would encourage you to do it the old-fashioned way here and actually use the wires or the SD card itself. So the next thing you need when you're making your videos is a way to edit your videos. Now, a lot of times a simple free software that I use is VSDC. Now, there are many other free video editing softwares that are out there. Now, I will say this. You have to make sure that any video editing software fits the requirements that you have and the capabilities that you have, such as if you're editing on your iPhone, then iMovie, or your iPad, maybe iMovie is your best bet there because it naturally comes loaded on your device. However, if you're using, say, a Windows 10 platform, then a program such as VSDC, which is what I use, is easy and user-friendly to use, and as well as there are several tutorial videos on it that no matter what you're trying to do, whether you're trying to do introductions or you're trying to have text fly onto the screen and fly off the screen, there are many different things that you can do simply by clicking how to do such and such in VSDC. I love that software because, one, my operating system on my computer can handle it, and it's a very fast system in itself, in which that, from loading the videos to video editing to producing the video usually can all be handled on, say, a 15-minute video within a couple of hours themselves. So next, after you edit your videos, you want to be able to upload them into YouTube. Now, if they're already on your computer or your device, then you can simply open up your web browser and drag the final edited video version into the YouTube platform. Now, as it loads, they're going to actually load the standard definition file first and then the high definition file next. And while they're doing that, you have several different things that you can fill out while you're making your video, such as what is the title of your video, the description, which there are ways that you can use your description tab, because here, see, they have 5,000 characters in YouTube. So you really want to take advantage of that. Now you'll notice that in the description of this video, I encourage you just to go look at it yourself, and you will see that I use almost 4,900 characters in this description. And you might ask, well, why? Well, if you will look, you will see that I always start with an opening paragraph on what the video is about. I'll cover the certain topics that I've covered inside the video itself. And then I will talk about the equipment that I've used to make the video, similar videos that I've made that pertain to these topics themselves, as well as about 5 or 6 books that I recommend that people use that really can help build their confidence on camera. You know, when we talk about a lot of these things, sometimes people struggle with just the confidence to get in front of the camera. Now, it might seem simple to some people, but for other people, there really is the fear of talking into the camera. Some people really cannot handle being in front of the camera, and they must really kind of mold themselves and work themselves up to being in front of the camera. So a lot of times I have a set of books that I've read that are very great as far as you being able to harness your internal motivation, you being able to take your strengths and building upon them. And remember, you're only as good as the strengths that you have. So a lot of times kind of building those up is much easier than improving your weaknesses in some areas. And additionally, I will say that as you're uploading your video, you have the option to implement tags. Now, I've mentioned this previously here in this video, and however, when you do these tags, you have 500 characters that you can use when you make your first YouTube video. I would encourage you strongly. This is what the YouTube algorithm uses to classify your video. So think about this as different categories that your video can be placed upon. Or think about it this way. Different things that people can type in the search engine to find your video. Think about that as far as your tag mindset. Now for this video, the first tag you will see is actually going to be the title of this video, how to make a YouTube video in 2020. Now many people think, well, isn't that kind of redundant? Don't you have it in your title and your tags? Well, yes, but think about it. As the search engine algorithm is processing and looking for videos, I want this video to populate, so hopefully I can help other people. Just as when you make your video, I'm sure you want your video to populate as well. So this is just another way to kind of boost your chances or options within the search engine optimization tool. So next, as you go through your tags and you fill out all your tags, I encourage you to use as many of the 500 characters as you possibly can. And I always typically try to use between 495 to 500. Now you can't go over, and remember that after each and every tag that you enter, place the comma behind it, and that will cause the tag to load itself. So then after you've made your video, you're uploading it, you've put your title, your description, your tags in. Next comes the point to where you can choose if it's suitable for children or not. Now, use whichever one's applicable for you there. And then you have a checkbox for advertisements. Are you promoting a product? Are you promoting an advertisement within this video? It's pretty self-explanatory there. And then moving forward, you can click the next screen. And as you move into the next screen, it has a chance where you can add cards. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about what a card is. A card is when you've watched this video, and remember when I said I'll put the link to the description up above for tags or for video introductions? Well, those cards correspond to those videos. So think of it as a way for me to recommend another one of my videos in the middle of my video. So a card you can also use for your channel, or you can use for you to recommend something that you've already made on YouTube. Now, I know when you're kind of just starting out, you really don't have many things to use as cards, but now naturally I think now you can use up to 5 cards. So once you get some content made, you can use these for your advantage and use it to actually promote your own channel itself. So I would strongly encourage you to use all the cards that are available to you. And here, like on this video, I'll use 5 cards, which these 5 cards will correspond to 5 different videos that I've made. So next, after you've moved past the cards, you have the option to implement what's called an end screen. Now the end screen is very important because that's what people see at the end of your video. Now you'll notice here that I use an end screen that is separate and looks different from my video itself. Now feel free to scroll to the end of my video now to see my end screen. However, I've made this end screen through Placeit.net. Now I'll leave the link in the description to Placeit.net so you can see how to make your own end cards themselves. However, what you will also see is I link 2 videos as well as the opportunity to subscribe to my channel. Now this is something that's very important that you should do as well. Now maybe you only want to do 1 video. A lot of times on YouTube, I found that your YouTube videos kind of receive a boost in the algorithms or the search engine optimization tool when you link the most suggested video to play on YouTube other than maybe one of your videos. So hence on mine, when I link 2 videos, one is always the best suggested video for the viewer and the other video is always another video that I would like to promote at that time. So last, you come down to where you can publish your video on your last screen. Now this is very important. Now when you start making YouTube videos on a regular basis, you do have the opportunity to premiere your video. This means you put a video to broadcast at a certain time on a certain day, and you can watch the video live with all of your audience and your channel members. Now this is very good when you have a lot of followers, that they can become notified that you're going to have a video being played at a certain time, and it really can drive your viewership up. Now I will say this, when your channel's small and you really don't have a lot of people following your channel, most people will view your video at a later date. So this is a great tool to use when your channel becomes more mature and your channel becomes very popular. But as you're just starting out, remember that if you do have a live premiere, there might not be anybody at it except you. So think about that, because a lot of times really when you're just starting out, the key is to just press play. Well, I hope you found value in today's video. If you have, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, as well as hit that thumbs up so you become notified when I post videos like this in the future. You know, this is all it takes to make your first video on YouTube in 2020. There's a lot of things that really go into it, but I hope that today that has brought some clarity to you. Now, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. I would love to converse back and forth with you and really help you along your journey, because what I've learned, I hope that I can teach others, and that way it can speed up your learning curve. And what you've learned, I hope you can teach me, that it will speed up my learning curve as well. So once again, this is Wayne from Think Management, and I look forward to talking with you soon. You have a great day.